decisions and moves that I made in my 20s that will set me up. So I just turned 30, and today I'm going to share 5 financial decisions and moves that I made in my 20s that will set me up for life. Number 1 is that I focused on getting the financial basics right early in my 20s. So at first this meant setting up the 3 key accounts that you need: a checking account, a high yield savings account, and a retirement account, and bonus, a brokerage account. I opened up a travel credit card, specifically the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and I practiced strong and healthy credit habits so that I could help build up my credit score. And I also got lots of points that I could use for flights and stuff, so that was just an added bonus. And number 3 is that I created a baseline budget. I follow to this day what's called a zero-based 3-bucket budget, meaning that I allocate every single dollar that I earn towards either an essential expense, a financial goal, or a non-essential expense in that order. It is so important in your 20s to make sure you get the financial basics right, because it just makes everything easier when your income scales. Number 2 is that I prioritized my retirement accounts. And we know in your 20s, your retirement feels like a lifetime away, and that is kind of because it is. That being said, if you focus on your retirement in your 20s and your 30s, then generally by the time you reach your 40s, you actually don't really need to invest all that much towards retirement, because there will be enough in there where it can compound and grow to what you need by your 60s without you putting any more. Also, earlier this year, I calculated my financial independence plan. I actually created a spreadsheet to do this because I didn't think that any of the resources online were super clear or helpful. And I am just about to hit my conservative COSFI number. And because I calculated all of this early, I was able to also figure out that likely sometime in my late 30s or early 40s, I will be able to go baristafy, meaning that I can work part-time. I could talk about financial independence and fire numbers for days, so if you want a video on this, let me know. Number 3 is that I have systematized my financial routine. So every single Sunday, I sit down and I track my expenses. It takes me about 10 minutes. I spend 2 minutes to self-reflect on how things are going, and then I will update my budget accordingly. On a monthly basis, I take about 30 minutes to go through that same routine, but just a little bit deeper, and to plan for the month ahead. If you have any questions on these routines or you want an example, I do go into a lot of detail and record them monthly over on my YouTube channel. Also, to manage my money and do these routines, I use a tool called the Personal Finance Dashboard. I created this myself because most of the financial tools on the market are no good, and I could never find one that I actually liked. So if you're interested in that, it's also on my page. It's on sale this week until Sunday if you use the code BIRTHDAY30. Number 4 is that I have intentionally avoided lifestyle creep like the damn plague, okay? I have increased my income probably tenfold over the last 5 years, and ever since, I have still consistently kept my monthly spend hovering between $5,000 to $6,000 a month. I've had plenty of opportunity to upgrade my apartment, to get a nicer car, to buy designer bags, to do all of this stuff that you see traditional influencers doing, and I've intentionally chosen not to for a few reasons. One is because I want to be able to save and invest as much as I can as early as I can, but the other is that I don't want to create a laundry list of financial obligations for myself that are unnecessary and hard to sustain. To me, the most valuable thing in life is flexibility, and I'd much rather buy back years of my life than have a $10,000 purse. And number 5 is one you probably don't want to hear, but it is the truth. I built a business and it helped me exponentially increase my income. My financials would not be what they are if it weren't for Break Your Budget. There is no amount of budgeting or saving or tips or hacks that would have made as big of a difference in my life as increasing my income. It is possible to get rich at a 9 to 5, but generally that doesn't happen in your 20s. It often happens a little bit later in your career. So if increasing your income in your 20s is the goal, transparently, I think the best way to do it is through monetizing outside of your day job. I talk about this more in my book. It's called Own Your Career. You can get it on.
The thing is, you see what she's doing, especially checking, where her money is going, what she's using, what she's buying, to know what she needs to stop buying. You see that if all of us can sit and do that, guys, we will stop spending money unnecessarily. It will shock you how much you're spending on things that you don't need. She now said, what's a brokerage account? I understand it, but how to explain it to you that it will not be somehow. All of this seems overwhelming as an American living outside the US. Is it possible to hire anyone who can set up all these accounts on my behalf so the money is just taken out of my account each paycheck? There are people that actually do that. all those wealth managers, that's their work. Would love to hear and learn more about how you calculated when you'll be able to begin working part time. I definitely need the budget hack because I do work on saving, but I also spend money on useless stuff. You see, a lot of people are spending money on things they don't even need. If they sit and check it, they will realize and to help them to stop.
Let's talk about some of the smart money moves I made in my 20s that are setting me up to become a pretty wealthy woman. The first one is not listening to my father. I had a bunch of money saved up in college. I mean, I just love looking at money in my bank account, but honestly, you cannot save your way to becoming wealthy. And I knew something was off because I was like, my dad isn't Jeff Bezos, so he doesn't know everything. Like, let me do a little bit of research. And then I realized that once I had enough, like for a good emergency fund, I needed to start investing. So that's what I did. I decided that low index funds would be the best for me because that's what Warren Buffett said. He was like, the average investor is not really that great at picking individual stocks, so you should find a low cost index fund like the S&P 500. It has good returns over time. So that's what I did. The second thing I did was when I graduated from college, I moved back home. I was like, I do not want to pay rent. Yes, I recognize that's a privilege, but it really helped me set a strong financial foundation. The third one is not dating people that were bad for my mental health. I'll go into detail in part two if you guys want that, but that is a big part. Finances are also lifestyle decisions. Let's talk about some of the smart money moves.
Hmm, this is actually nice. Someone said, can you invest into low index funds from Europe as well, or is it US only? I think there are platforms that you can invest, into US, tap into US, you know, investment portfolios without being in US because I see them from my country here too. Somebody say, how much did you start investing? People just want to know everything down to every little detail. Start from where you can. What if she tells you amount and you don't have the amount? Will then stop you from investing? Somebody said I was able to start investing at 20. It was only $50 a month, but you gotta start somewhere. You see, just starting somewhere. I love this. Can you go into detail about the S&P 500 and how you invested in it? Somebody said, worst financial advice I ever did was continue to trade in my car every year for 3 years straight. I put myself in so much financial stress. Mm, mm.
One of the fastest ways to feel richer is to stop upgrading everything. I mean, it's really that simple. You do not have to earn multiple six figures in order to live the life that you want to live, especially as a single person. There are plenty of individuals, and you might even know someone in your life who earn average salaries. They are very middle class, but yet they have so much financial flexibility. If you were to take these different individuals and you look at their habits, I guarantee you there are going to be a few things that they have in common. And the first thing you might notice is that a lot of them will keep their housing expense as low as possible. That is most people's biggest monthly expense. So if you're paying a lot of money in that area, that's automatically going to reduce how much financial freedom you have, and it's going to reduce your options. Some of these individuals will live in modest homes with smaller square footage, and as their income increases, they're not running out here and getting a bigger place. They will pay off their car and they will drive it for years thereafter. They don't have a lot of credit card debt. They limit their other smaller monthly expenses, so they may not have a lot of subscriptions. They also use a budget. That's a big one. A lot of times, as people's income increases, they throw the budget out the window, which is one of the biggest mistakes that you can make as your income goes up. The bottom line is that these individuals keep their monthly expenses as low as possible, which gives them the disposable income to save, to invest, and to enjoy life on their terms. One of the fastest ways to feel
Guys, you see that budgeting? If we can start budgeting, eh, see budgeting. No, 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 no. It sounds like it's a lot of work, but it's not actually a lot of work. When you do it, let's say consistently for 90 days and you stick at it, it becomes a habit that you do without thinking too much about. But doing it is where the problem is. Somebody said you don't need a new phone, car, shoes, bag so frequently. Take care of your things and they will take care of you. I love that. Somebody's roommate to know. Well, it's not everybody, but she see I'm actually doing a roommate like right now. I can tell you for free that it has saved me a lot because when your budget is split by two, that's a lot of expense I'll be saving. That's why I have modest homes in workable as cities so that I don't need a car. I also am not having kids. Huge money saver. This 100%. I make more than I ever have. I spend way less than I used to. I want to keep all my money. Ooh, this is nice.
Richer is I actually believe that the most important financial investment you can make is the person that you choose to have as your long-term partner, because I've seen where people are in relationships and they're at two different ends of the spectrum when it comes to how they manage their money. Sometimes I sit and have conversations with couples and you can see within that meeting that they're surprised about what the other person is saying. Sometimes a person's financial habits within the relationship actually can be the deciding factor in the relationship ending in some cases. So I think the person that you choose to settle with long term, you guys need to sit down very early on and have a conversation about money. Don't let it be that thing that actually you think, oh, it will sort itself out. I think it's important to understand, how do both of us think about money? How do we see money? What are our plans for money? And it might be that they are totally different and you're able to work on that and get to a place where you both understand. But I firmly believe, and I've done it in my own relationship, if you sit down and you talk about what it is that you're both trying to achieve and you look at what each individual is able to bring to that conversation and look at what they think about their money and how you see it, you can meet somewhere in the middle. And it might be that you're talking joint accounts. It might be that you're talking one joint account and a few separate accounts. Some people don't believe in that at all. But as a couple, when you're investing in each other, you just need to find something that works for you. I actually
People will not agree, but do you know that the person you choose to end your or to spend the rest of your life with, who you marry, that is the best or the number one financial decision or business investment you'll ever make. So it's wise that you do it with intentionality. Somebody said most women have no idea what men go through to make money, neither how to multiply it, but can write a novel on how to spend the money as you think how you will add more. Hmm, I made this mistake. I'm paying for it now. Somebody said, yes, very correct. Don't go with someone that doesn't understand the value of money. You will be broke. True. I have a conversation about money and what are our thoughts about money. Right on. Yeah. I don't even know why people shy away from conversations like that.
I'm going to talk about why purchasing a condo was one of the smartest financial decisions that I've made for myself as an adult, and why it's something you might want to consider. And the first thing is that my mortgage is affordable, and I feel like it has contributed to me being able to be adaptable in this economy. Now we know that everything's up, groceries are up, car prices are up, cost of houses are up, interest rates are up, everything is up. If it's up, then it's stuck, right? So I, given the fact that I purchased this condo, my mortgage, my maintenance fees, well, I don't say my maintenance fees, my HOA fees, my mortgage has not changed since I've been here. I pay $950 a month for my mortgage, and my maintenance fees are $350. I used to pay $250, but that has gone up. But even if it goes up, like my maintenance fees go up another $200-300, I'm still paying less than most people's rent, right? And I know that my cost for living is going to stay the same month over month, year over year.
Wow.
Okay, so that's number one for why I feel like it was the best decision for me, in this, especially in this economy. The second thing is that, like I said, housing costs are up. Even for me, sometimes I get so discouraged because the type of house that I want to buy and that I want to raise a family in is 1.5, 2 times more expensive than it was 5+ years ago, even 1 or 2 years ago. And if I would have just rented and I would have just, put the money aside, even given my salary, I make $100,000 but less than 150. Even with that, because I have less disposable income due to inflation and all these other things, I probably would have had less money to set aside. And then if my landlord would have decided they want to charge me another $1,000 for rent and I had to move out, that would have been, another expense. So I wanted to have more control over my cost of living. And like I said, having the equity now gives me a boost. So when I want to purchase a single family home, I have $50,000+ sitting aside for that already. And I don't have to feel bad about the fact that I can't save as much money because I have to spend more on the essentials. Now, the third thing I would say is living in a condo, I don't have to ask a landlord for permission to really make this place my own. I've renovated my bathroom already. I'm planning on renovating it again. I'm going to renovate my kitchen. I'm going to, change the flooring in here. So there's a lot of home improvement things that I've been able to do. And because this is a smaller, place and it's not like a huge house or anything like that, all of those things are costing me less than it would the average single family homeowner to do some type of home improvement. And not only does it cost less for me to make those home improvements, it also is going to improve the value of my home, so I walk away with even more equity. But just given the fact that I have that freedom and don't have to ask for permission from a landlord, is amazing. Now, yes, I have an HOA. There's horror stories about HOAs that people can tell you and that I can tell you too, but the benefits I feel farly outweigh the negatives, right, in having to deal with people who are incompetent on these boards, right? But that's another conversation for another day. But I just want to throw that out there, and if anyone is interested, even one person, if you want to learn how I purchased this condo when I was 25. I was making maybe $68,000 to $80,000 a year when I purchased this condo. I only had to come to the table with $5,000. I only had to come to the table with closing costs, and now I'm here with $50,000 in equity. You can do it too. It's a low barrier entry. It's a low barrier way to invest in property and set yourself up for the future. Anyone can do it. So, like I said, if you want to learn more about how I was able to attain this,
This is incredible. Somebody said it's affordable until they bill you for special assessment fees when the building needs repair, structural etc. They can send you a bill for 10K, 20K, etc. She now responded, I get you, but that same bill can arise living in SFH, which you would be solely responsible for. With assessment, the cost is split amongst the units. A 10 to 20K repair is split among 80 to 30 plus condo owners, so still ends up a bit more manageable. I agree, guys. I agree. I'm in the same boat. I'm paying 1,200. It's a game changer. Wow. I bought my condo in 2015 in Brooklyn. It was the best decision I could have made. My mortgage is 1,500 a year. 1,500, let me call it like guys. My mortgage is 1,500 a month for a 2 bedroom plus office plus balcony. I was 23 at the time, earning 56,500. Wow, this is nice. If you have the credit and own down payment to buy a condo, then buy it. It will be easy to sell or rent later as you move on. Wow. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Don't forget to like and subscribe.